This video is how to use Google Draw for fashion design, and this is a more advanced version. So I'm going to teach you a couple more tricks. If you haven't seen the beginner one, pause down in the comments below. You'll see the beginner video. Watch that one first. But if you're ready for advanced, let's move forward. Remember, you have the power of pause anytime that you need it. Since we are going a little bit more advanced with this one, let's start out with a background. So what I'm going to do is go to Control and click. So Control click, and that's going to bring me to background, or if you're using a PC, right click, and you'll see where it says background. And you can choose any of these solid colors. You can custom your own, but what I'm going to do is choose a gradient. So, and I'm even going to customize it. I can hit custom, and then over on this side, this gray color is here. So I'm going to choose that, and oh, I'm even going to go more custom now. So I'll choose a nice light pink. And then on the other side, I'm going to click over here and custom that one. Ooh, I like it. I'm going to go like this, and you can have gradients from the center going out or top to bottom, whatever, but this is a good start for my background. Okay, now it's time to insert a black line drawing. So I'm going to go to Insert, Image, Search the Web. And I'm doing a baseball hat. I'm going to say drawing. So I get a nice black line, and I'm going to write the magic letters PNG. We want that to be in our search. I like this one, so I'm going to go click on it and then insert. Unfortunately, this isn't a very good one for our project today because I can see the background around the hat, which is good. That's what makes it a PNG, but unfortunately it's white on the inside, and I want it to be clear on the inside. So I'm going to delete that one and try it again. I hope this one works. Insert. It does. See how I can see the background inside the hat and on the outside? That's exactly what we want. All right, now we're going to use some more advanced drawing tools. So I'm going to go up here to my line, and in the beginner tutorial, I just talked about line, but we're actually going to use the curved or the polyline. And I think for this one, let's start out with the curved. That allows me to trace the line, and I'm going right inside the black line. About every little bit. If it's a big curve, I need to go a little closer together. If I have a nice long distance, I don't need to go so far. So what I'm doing is every so often, I'm clicking with my cursor. I'm just kind of clicking down, and that kind of like anchors it at that point. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Ooh, I got a little out of the lines, but we're going to move forward on that. The closer I make my little drop marks, my little clicks, the more control I have over my line. I'm trying to make it all the way back. Nuts. Okay, so what happened there is I didn't make it all the way back, and I will tell you that happens a lot when I'm using this drawing tool. So I'm going to delete that and start over again. I won't have you watch me this time. I'll start up again as soon as I have that connected. All right, if you make it all the way back to the beginning of your drawing with your little click, click, clicks, you end up with a shape. And that's what I needed right here. When I create a shape, I can actually change and customize the color. And we can go ahead and use that gradient again and change the background of this hat. So we have done this whole part. I'm going to do the bill of the hat as well. I did mention that you could use either the curve or the polyline. If you have something that's a little straighter, like this bill is, you can use the polyline. And the big difference here is that it just gives a straight line in between all of your little clicks. Again, you can use this easily by just making sure that when you have long stretches like this, you click, but if you're doing little small areas, you click closer together. So I'm back at the beginning, I'm going to click, and it creates another shape. I could leave it like that. I kind of like the way that looks, or I can do a different color for the bill itself. That's looking pretty great so far. I'm going to go back to the hat. So go to this arrow so that you can choose the big shape here of the hat. That whole area is your hat. So I'm clicking on that, going to arrange, and I'm going to order and then bring to the front. See how I can bring all of that line back up to the front, and now I've colored the hat below. I'm going to show you how to add some design and decoration to this as well. All right, let's add some text to our hat. Now, a lot of times we'll go right here to the text box, but instead I'm going to go to Insert and skip on down to where it says Word Art. Now I have to think. I think I'm going to go rock and roll. Yep, that's what I'm going to do for my hat. And then enter that. Now what I can do here is I can do a lot of different changes just simply by, it basically makes this wording more like a picture, like a image that you're adding in, or a shape. So again, you have lots of changes that you can do. You can change the color of your rock and roll. You can change the text. So let's go down here, text style, maybe I want it like that. And then I can change the outline. So, bad choice. Let's do that one. And I can even make that a thick line around it. And of course, using this part right here, that circle, we can tip it just a little bit so it seems to fit on this hat a little bit better because of the angle of the hat. Ooh, I like how that looks so far. This is one of my most favorite things. We are going to use an image down below, and I'm just going to use a typical shape. Now in the past we've gone to this and chose our shape that way, but instead I'm going to find an image. So insert image on the web, and now I'm going to type in glitter. Maybe I'll even specify that a little bit more and say background. So that'll give me a bunch of different options that I can use. Let's see, I'm going to go with, why not? Let's go rainbow. Now when I insert that, it's going to really fill up my page. But what I'm going to do is I can click on this, and up here where it says crop, I can crop it, I can make it smaller, or if I go to that little triangle right beside, it says mask image. So now I can choose any of these shapes to mask it with. Watch this. Boom! Isn't that awesome? Again, you can change the size and the format and the direction by using the different parts around this shape, and we are going to make it much smaller, I guess. Ooh, you know what? I have a good idea. Instead of putting it, I was kind of shooting to put it down below, which looks cool, but what if I did this? What if I made it larger, and then I go to arrange again, order, and send backwards? Just one, not to the back, but backwards. That looks pretty cool. Let's play around with that shape a little bit more. So I'm going to click on the lightning strike, and when I do that, this pops up, format options. Over on the side, I can resize it, position it. I'm not too worried about that, but if I want to recolor this, I can hit recolor and look at all the options it gives me. So maybe I decide I want it teal. That might look cool. Another thing that I might want to do on this one for sure is adjust the transparency. So that means that I can go ahead and lighten this so it kind of falls backwards a little bit, and I can see my writing a little bit better, and I can work with the brightness of it and the contrast, I suppose. And there are other options here. If I wanted to give it a little bit of a shadow, I could, and I can increase that shadow or the angle. But sometimes what this ends up making it look like, it makes it actually pop off from my fashion hat. So I'm probably not going to use that in this application. So those are just some options if we go to Format Options. So once again, click on that. Oh, I'm going to get rid of this. Click on the shape itself and then Format Options, and you'll be able to make some adjustments there. That recording was a lot longer than I typically like to go. If this was way too advanced for you, please go back to my beginner video. Watch that one again. I'll include that here with this video. So go ahead and click either in the comments down below or on the video right here.